Okay everyone, here we are with Bombshells. Absolutely stunning looking 3D game. Basically you are a female pilot of a really kick-ass plane. You have missiles, you have guns, and you have to complete the missions. So there's a load of missiles heading in for that target. Ba-boom. It reminds me an awful lot of Wing Commander series. I don't know if you ever played this, the Wing Commander games. Very similar. The way that you speed your plane up and then can go into very tight, steep banks, try and position yourself behind the target, etc. Get the kill. Lots of really cool dogfighting kind of stuff going on that I really, really love. This is one of those titles where you're going to kind of go, hello friends, check out what my S3 can do. Some missiles in there. The frame rate does dip and drop every so often, but I think it really just needs a bit of optimization really, or a bit of extra optimization. You can see most of the time the frame rate's really solid, but it does have its odd moments where it will judder out a little bit, especially when there's a lot of action going on the screen. Free-to-play game, so it's not going to cost you anything to download, but it uses the standard in-app purchase stuff that's become so popular these days. For a really, really fun game, and quite compelling as well. You can upgrade your ship, or your plane should I say, get better guns, missiles, power-ups, etc. All of the cool things that people want from a free-to-play game, I suppose. But more importantly, the graphics are just gorgeous. Let's get a bit of speed up. I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better action flight game on the Android platform, or on any platform. Whoa! Let's bounce off some geometry, shall we? If you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can do far worse than grabbing this game. You can see the frame rate's really dipped out a little bit there, as there's a lot of action going on screen. I noticed that a few times unfortunately. But like I say, a bit of optimization maybe for the S3 and we'll be talking about a very solid bit of gameplay. Ooh. Would have been nice to have a proper damage model, but woo! We'll let them off. But that is Bombshells. Well worth downloading now, up on the Google Play. Hello everyone. Here we are with a really interesting title. It's called Horn. And quite frankly, it is one of the most graphically stunning games I've ever seen on a mobile device. It's like a AAA title. You're going to absolutely go nuts when you see the quality of this game. So, what is it? Well, it's kind of like an adventure game. So, you have to move around the environment collecting objects, fighting bosses, and uncovering the story as you go. There are puzzle elements, trapdoors to find, just a really, really clever game. Okay, so, here's me. I'm Horn. Now, in boss battles, you have to dodge these enemies and then strike them into their weak spots. And this is very, very much like Infinity Blade. I also have to jump at the right time, perform special attacks if I can, and try and defeat the boss. You can see his power up at the top there. I'm a little bit far through the game now, so I've got an upgraded weapon that does fire damage on every strike. But if you look at the environment, it is so richly detailed. There's a little bit of a Sonic the Hedgehog thing going on, which I won't spoil for you. But a key part of this is uncovering the story that's led you into this world. Now, to actually move around the environment, you simply slide your finger across the screen and you can look around. And then you tap where you want to move to. Look at that environment. The first time I played the game, I wasn't completely sure I wasn't looking at cutscenes. You know, some pre-rendered footage. Absolutely stunning. And the game just sort of keeps bringing you back all of the time to the beautiful, lush environments. The gameplay's really good fun as well. The environment is so richly detailed that really is quite breathtaking at times. So the puzzle elements can sometimes keep you looking around trying to work out the next way to go. There we go, lever. Occasional slowdowns, yes. There you can see it pause there. Usually it's when you're moving between areas. Whoa, quick time event. You'll need to grab hold of ledges as you jump across longer distances, and so on. Fail to make the jump, and you die, or end up at the bottom of a cliff and you'll have to try it again. Another fight. The game's around £4 on the Play Store. Worth every penny. I picked it up, admittedly, when it was on the 25p deal for one day, for celebrating 25 billion downloads from the Play Store at Google. Not a bad little deal. I really do hope they release this game for more devices, not just Tegra 3, because the gameplay's fantastic, regardless of whether you're looking at the graphical quality. Well worth every penny, whether you paid 25p or a fiver. Great fun. Rarely do I keep playing a game to uncover the story, but they've hooked me in on this one. This is Horn. So it looks pretty cool right now, yeah? Looks alright. Ooh. Gonna have to go back out. Pop it on high. And what you'll notice is particle effects, shaders, all sorts of cool stuff, as well as really nice lighting. See? Now the smoke effects. Everything just looks that little bit more beautiful. Let's go find ourselves some zombies. Yeah, zombie, 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 zombie. Ah! It's actually quite hard to play this and talk simultaneously. Where's that zombie? As you can see, I mean, the frame rate's just fantastic. This is the game to be bragging to your friends with. Bring it on. Any more? Oop, heal. So basically it's like the zombie mode on Call of Duty Black Ops and whatever the previous couple they did. But on your phone and with console quality graphics. Possibly actually a little bit better than console. Certainly better than a Wii. Absolutely stunning. It's the Unity game engine, which many of you will know I really, really like. Same guys that did Shadowrun, I think it's called. Or Shadowgun. Quick time events that don't suck. Oh, that was just epic. But as you can see, I mean, the graphics are fantastic. This is running on Jelly Bean, by the way, as well. I know a few people were asking on the XDA forums, you know, how does gaming on the Jelly Bean function. Is it smooth? Well, yes. Is it smoother than running it on ICS? I think it's difficult to tell. This phone is incredibly fast, so any perceived difference is going to be really, really tiny. Do you know what I mean? Be interesting to see what some of the synthetic benchmarks come up with later on. I'll see if there is any marginal difference. But I'm waiting to see what Samsung do as a final release, or the CyanogenMod team, when they get theirs up and running fully and do a final release. This is preview 4 of Jelly Bean on here. Get to the next stage. Get to the gun shop. It sounds like a good plan. So, as you can see, smooth frame rate. And it is all credit to Unity as well, and their wonderful game tools that have made the process of developing really, really quality looking games very, very simple. Well, relatively anyway. If anybody wants to hazard a guess as to whether this is actually on par with a Vita, chip in the comments, but I think it might be coming close. A bit of a frame rate dip there. Really is quite extraordinary to have graphics like this on a phone. Alright, a high-end phone. But even so, one can't grumble, can they? If they were the Queen. Well, that's a good point actually. I wonder if the Queen would buy an S3. Maybe she'd like a bit of DeadTrigger. Oh, you watch, I'm going to end up in the Tower of London for that comment. Hello everyone. Here we are with a bit of a treat. Real Racing 2 by Electronic Arts. Sequel to Real Racing, which, you know, was an alright game, but didn't exactly fill me with confidence. It didn't inspire me anyway. This is very much your Gran Turismo Forza clone, but on a phone. Graphically is superb looking. You've got your standard kind of options for a racing game, your career mode, quick race, time trial, and a pit lane. Pit lane is where you can upgrade your cars, buy new cars, etc. Time trial, pretty obvious. Racing against the clock, how fast can you finish a lap? Quick race, if you're pressed for time and don't want to have to bang through all of the career menus, you can just jump straight into a race, pick your car, and off you go. Great if you just stood at a bus stop or something like that. Let's pop into career mode. So you've got quite a lot of different events split down by divisions. Obviously, just like any other racing game, you have to unlock the various divisions, you have to upgrade your car, so you've got a faster engine, etc., or more reputation. You can see there's one locked. I need a higher reputation and a paint job on my car. Let's just go for this one. The first thing you'll notice is how absolutely gorgeous the graphics are. I mean, this really is one of the most stunning games on a mobile that I've seen. It's tilt control, which is very responsive. The frame rate tends to be sat at 60 frames a second the entire time. I've seen very little dip from the frame rate whilst I've been playing this. As you can see as we're doing this, it's very, very smooth. Going to the straight. If you click up here, you've got various different cameras, so you can set your camera up exactly as you like it. I'm more of a bonnet cam guy. I think it gives you better spatial awareness into the corners. See if we can have this guy on the bend. My line, my line. Okay, got him. As you can see, the graphics are just gorgeous. You have various types of assistance that you can turn on or off in the menu. So you can have braking assistance and racing line assistance, etc. I can't actually remember. I think I'm just on either normal or medium. You can see there a bit of car damage to that other car. His bumper was hanging off. Very nice to see a proper damage model on these cars. Ooh! Got a bit up close and personal there with that VW. See if I can get around him. So it let me off. There's 16 different cars available, plus then all the tune-up options that they have. You've got paint jobs as well. You can do all of your car customizations to add new wings and things like that. The car models look absolutely fantastic, and so does the texturing. Now, if everyone remembers the controversy with the last Gran Turismo 5 game, where only some of the cars looked awesome and the rest looked a bit, you know, ropey, with low quality textures, none of that going on here. For a phone, the textures are spot on, and the frame rate just holds the whole way through. Whoa! Bit of braking assist coming on there. The game costs £5, which it's reasonably pricey. Although, you know, 16 cars, loads of tracks, plenty of replay value as you choose new cars, etc. I think it might be worth it. Right, now we're going to show you something really cool. So just like in Forza and Gran Turismo, they've added a replay mode. And just like Gran Turismo and Forza, it looks awesome. Let's do this. Right, I'm actually going to zoom in at this point so you can get real close up on the screen. Let's give you that. There you go. There are moments when I was watching this back yesterday and you get that kind of photo reel kind of thing going on, and just for that split second you think, ooh, I could be watching television. And again, frame rate is just stonking all the way around through these replays. Hello everyone, here we are with Bards Tale on the Nexus 7. I grabbed myself a Nexus 7 yesterday and it came with £15 worth of free credit for the Google Play Store, so I thought why not go with this new release that is an absolute classic. But also, this happens to be one of the first games to really push what the Tegra 3 processor on the Nexus 7 is capable of. Specifically, the download for this comes in two variations. You've either got a 1.7 gig download or a monstrous 3.6 gig download. Effectively, the game's developers have taken the original PC game and crammed it onto the Nexus 7 and onto Tegra 3 devices, and that includes full HD resolution textures as well. The videos look a little bit ropey because they're just being played back from pre-rendered video files, but this is all in-game that you're seeing now. Top-down gameplay with really funny cutscenes, etc. And there's lots and lots of humour in this game. It's a very funny game. If you didn't play the original, full of really fantastic dialogue, witty one-liners, etc. So as you can see, the graphics are absolutely stunning. The lighting model as well, really good. It's literally like they took the original game and just went, right, let's cram this onto a tablet and mobile devices and see how it works, and it works beautifully. Give you a sense of how cool the graphics are in a second. Massive game as well. You're going to have many hours to trudge through these various dungeons and missions, or quests should we say. Now then, where's that rat? Hooray!
Quest complete. All hail the bard, rat killer, and rodent bane, who has bravely made the cellars once again safe for buxom barmaids and wanton widows.
Fire, one of the more difficult things to do in a game engine, especially an older game. As you can see there, the frame rate really holds up quite nicely. No massive slowdown. You can see the light being thrown off onto the environment there. If that sort of sense of humour appeals to you, you're really going to like Bards Tale. Available on the Play Store now for under £4, an absolute bargain. Although be prepared for a very big download if you want the high resolution textures for your portable device. That's Bards Tale.